Hi, I'm Sarah Egan and this is the Rostamon live show where we give you the rundown of everything that happened today on stage 2. With me this evening is Ronan Fox, who is the Deputy Race Director, and we're going to go through all of the details as we play the amazing footage that the team have gathered today. So if you want to roll the footage there, please, Georgie. We're so lucky to have all this footage. So this is the rollout today that happened. And I want to do a really big shout out to Laois County Council because they've been amazing supporters of Rostamon for a number of years at this stage. So the flag is about to drop. Again, we have the legendary Valerie Constantine in the car, and she's going to drop the flag, and then the riders are going to put the foot down and off they go. It was pretty speedy from the beginning, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a fast start today. So the first part of the stage really is quite flat, and they would have had a tailwind for the first part of the stage as well. So I think there were a lot of riders trying to get up the road, particularly before the first climb of the day.
Before the climb, yeah. So the stage today was 104.2 kilometres, and it started in Portlaoise and ended in Mountrath. We had loads of interesting things along those 104 kilometres. We had QOMs, we had intermediate sprints, we had crosswinds. There was loads of drama, and yeah, it was great. There was some amazing support as well today throughout the whole field, so we love seeing everybody coming out and shouting on these amazing riders. These shots are great, aren't they? We so rarely get to see this kind of...
Yeah, it's a great shot of the peloton, and it really shows the mix of teams that we have in the race this year, and teams from all over the world, from America, from the UK, from Ireland. Yeah, so it's a great shot to show there.
This here is, our next shot is going up the Queen of the Mountain. This is not doing the climb justice at all. This looks flat, but this is not a flat climb.
It's far from flat. The cut is a really deceptive climb because it's sort of long straights, but it gets up to 9% and it's over 7 kilometres long. So yeah, it's a tough climb.
And here we're going into the Queen of the Mountain. So the two riders here absolutely duking it out for the points are Manon de Boer, last year's winner, and Lucy Lee. Look how close it was.
It was a photo finish at the top of the climb, which is quite unusual at the top of the climb, but it just shows that these riders are fighting hard for these competitions.
Oh, like
for those,
the jerseys. Everyone wants their hands on the jersey. So she won it by a hair's breadth. It was absolutely incredible. It was really good. The shots here are amazing again. As it kind of looks like the Saturday group. They're all working together. They're rolling through.
This is far from a Saturday group. This group is really moving. So over the top.
Look at Mia's position. Sorry to interrupt.
Well, you can tell that Mia is a team pursuer from her position. She's so aero and she's so efficient on the bike. So this group formed over the top of the climb. It was a really fast pace up the climb, and really from the front of the group it was sticking together, but there was an awful lot of attrition at the back, and really there was a filtering process to what is really the cream of the peloton.
Yeah, that is true. We did get a lot. We had all of the jerseys in the front group, and we had a really lot of the favourites as well, so none of those were left behind. This is the intermediate sprint, and again, really sought after, these extra bonus seconds.
Yeah, so the bonus seconds at the intermediate sprint, things are so close at the top of GC that they really count. So the intermediate sprint was won by Manon de Boer, who's really trying to catch up now with the Das Hutchinson Brother UK riders, and great to see in second and third place with the two O'Brien sisters, Caoimhe and Aoife, but riding for different teams.
Yeah.
So competing with each other for those seconds.
It was amazing to see. Let's touch on those bonus seconds really quickly for a minute, because that's not something that was in Rostamon last year. It's something you've added this year.
That's right. That's a new thing we've added. So Rostamon has been pretty close for the last couple of years in terms of the final GC. So there's an element with the sprints of introducing sort of and try to introduce gaps on the GC. But also, as we saw there, they do put something in the stage that riders are going for, and really it adds to the action of the stage.
It does. It makes it so much more exciting. So again, here we're basically entering back in after the intermediate sprint in the town. The riders did a 38 kilometre loop around, and even though it was flat, there was a lot of headwind, crosswind happening out there.
Yeah, it's partly because it is flat and it was a particularly breezy day. There was a lot of interesting tactics going on in this group as well, because we had the entire Das Hutchinson Brother UK team, but they weren't the only team with multiple riders. There was 5 other teams then, including Ireland, Dan Morrissey, who had 2 riders in the break. So there was quite a lot of tactics going on.
Oh yeah, and they would be doing their utmost so the chasing groups don't catch on to them, and the crosswinds would help in that situation.
So the winds weren't enough really to split this group, but what they did do was that there were several chasing groups behind, in groups of 4 or 5 riders who had been chasing since the climb, but because of the winds on the circuit, it was really, really tough for them to try and close that gap.
Yeah, so we're getting close to coming into the town now, and they're kind of starting to think about tactics, aren't they, and get a little bit organised and think about how they're going to approach the final into the to the finish line. This is a brilliant shot. So we essentially have the entire Das Hutchinson Brother UK team here in this shot, and they're having kind of like a team meeting on wheels.
Essentially, yeah. I mean, they're obviously planning their tactics as they approach Mountrath and figuring out how they're going to tackle that final corner and then the long, slightly uphill sprint to the line. But what's interesting in the shot as well then is you have Manon de Boer and her teammate Wendy Osterwood behind, and then behind them again Heidi Franz, who's a very, very experienced rider. So they're keeping a close eye on Das Hutchinson and their Brother UK, and they're looking to, profit from the tactics that are being discussed.
Yeah, and you can see there that Manon was getting a gel down, and loads of the riders are having something to eat just before they come into the town. They're now just coming into Mountrath, so they're really gearing up. And what's happening here with positioning? What are the riders doing at the moment?
So the riders here, they're approaching into Mountrath. There's a very sharp corner with about 300 metres to go, so it's really important for the teams to get themselves in a good position around that corner and set themselves up for the lead out for, as we can see, the slightly uphill sprint then to the finish. And as you can see in the sprint, it turned out to be a battle between the two Das Hutchinson
Irish
UK
riders.
Irish riders.
Yes.
Yeah, Mia Griffin and Caoimhe O'Brien who duked it out right up to the line.
Oh, what an amazing final. It really was. It was so exciting. It was a fantastic stage. It was, just absolutely superb. Yeah, it's great.
And so again, like on the top of the climb, it was a photo finish between the two of them. So it was a really close sprint that obviously Caoimhe got it on the line then.
Yeah, exactly. It was, and I was wondering before, now we do have some interviews coming up with Caoimhe and Mia. Sorry, just a brilliant shot here again of Manon de Boer and Mia having like a little bit of a smile and a laugh together. These girls, yes, they're friendly when the race finishes, but they're competitors. I won't go as far as say enemies, but they're getting stuck in out there on the race, aren't they?
They're definitely competitors, yeah, definitely.
And this is a brilliant shot with Caoimhe and Mia on the podium as well. I mean, it's just absolutely
And then with
super.
Abigail Miller, who was third,
Yeah.
who's a junior rider from the UK, so it's a great result for her.
And we're really lucky enough as well because Declan managed to catch up with Caoimhe on the finish line basically, and you're in for a treat with this interview.
Caoimhe O'Brien, your first victory in a stage of Rostamon. What does this mean to you?
Oh yeah, it's so special. Like, I remember being here 4 years ago and getting dropped on every single stage, and I never really thought the gap to where I wanted to be was so big, and so to be here is very special.
And so close with yourself and Mia, 1-2 for Ireland. That's pretty special too.
Oh yeah, I know. Sure, it just kind of shows that the level of Irish women in cycling at the minute, which is like kind of amazing to think that it was 1-2 for me and Mia, and then doing a 1-2-3 yesterday as well. It's really good for the team.
Really tight on GC as well. I think you're level on time with Mia. She might just have it on countback.
Yeah, I think so. I think I got up there for the intermediate sprint, but I just kind of wanted to pick up as many of those bonus seconds today, and then we'll get to racing I think the next couple of days to try extend the lead a little bit.
And the day up over the hill, how did it go?
Yeah, it was fine. We had a plan. Lucy wanted to go for the QM points, so they set a really good pace, and then Frankie stayed with me to make sure I got over the top all right. So I was pretty happy with how the legs were feeling, but we just really rode so well as a team.
Third win in a month. You're going with your Kermas wins in Belgium.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've kind of been on a bit of a roll. Well, just the roll will continue. But I think things have started clicking the last little while, and learning from mistakes and stuff, and just I suppose having confidence in myself has been the biggest thing that's I suppose made these wins possible.
And hopes for stage 3?
I think tomorrow will be a bit more of a grippier day. But as I said, I think really want to try extend the GC lead by I suppose getting up the road a little bit rather than depending on the bonus seconds. But we'll give it a good go.
Give it a good go. Thanks very much.
How inspiring is that she was here 4 years ago and was getting dropped, and look at her now. I mean, it's such a great story.
It's a great story for Caoimhe herself, and as she said herself, it just shows how the standard of women's racing in Ireland has grown over the last few years, and like we said, to have two of them in a photo finish for a stage of Rosnaman is just fantastic.
Yeah, it's absolute magic. Okay, next interview is, I think Declan caught up with Mia Griffin.
Mia Griffin, so close to another stage victory, an amazing 1-2 for Das, amazing 1-2 for Ireland.
Yeah, I think we can be so happy with that. Our lead effort was so good. Lucy and Frankie going into the last few K were kind of getting us into position, and then I was directing Lucy as to what to do and everything, and Quiva was behind as well. So we wanted to try that. That me and Quiva and Robin went for the sprint, and it turned out really good. So it was really close between me and Quiva in the end, and it was good as well. We pushed each other to the line, and in the end Quiva came out on top, and she had a really good sprint. So yeah, we're happy with it.
Did you think you might have got it? Did you know?
For a few seconds before the line, I thought I was like there, and then I was like, oh shit, I saw a shadow at the side, and then I was like, she had come with so much speed. It was brilliant. Yeah.
Another day in the jersey. Can you keep it?
I hope so. Anyway, we shall see. Tomorrow will tell a lot.
Tomorrow will tell a lot.
It will.
Before we move into tomorrow's stage, I want to talk about the winners today and the results. I'm very quickly going to go through the general classification. So we have Mia Griffin in first, and then behind her we have Quiva O'Brien and Robin Clay plus 10 seconds, Abigail Miller plus 12 seconds, and Manon de Boer plus 13 seconds. You can get all of these results on rosnaman.com. So that's the general classification today. So still a lot to play for. 10 seconds, not a lot.
It's really tight. I mean, really, all that's separating these riders are the bonus sprints and the bonus seconds that they've gotten. Tomorrow will be a different story entirely, because I think we could get some time gaps tomorrow. So there's still a lot to it. This whole race is in the balance still.
Exactly. And again, before we completely wrap up for the day, I want to just go back a little bit to the Queen of the Mountain stage, because we saw in that incredible photo finish with Lucy Lee and Manon de Boer. Now we know in the mountain jersey classification, Lucy Lee is on 17 points and Manon de Boer is on 13 points. But coming up tomorrow, there's so many opportunities for Manon and Lucy and whoever wants to, really get stuck in for that jersey to get a lot of points.
Yeah, that's right. There's two categorised climbs on tomorrow's stage. The first one is Schlieb Bui, just after Carnew, which is a category 2 climb, so that means there's 9 points for the winner going over the top of that. And then the second climb, which comes with roughly about sort of 15 kilometres to go, but it's not a particularly tough climb at Ballymore, but it is preceded by several uncategorised climbs. So by the time they get to it, certainly the legs will be feeling it. Yeah. So that's a category 3 climb, which gives 5 points for the winner. So, in total there's 14 points for somebody there tomorrow, which could extend or close the gap.
Yeah, it could all change. Yeah. And I know that I just want to also mention that Ronan is actually responsible for setting these routes. And I don't know what kind of sadist you are putting the first climb in of tomorrow, because the pitch actually goes up to 18.6% at the very, very end. So I think you're going to be getting a few dirty looks after the stage tomorrow from the riders.
You said responsible. I think they blame me for it, really.
Okay, I'm so looking forward to the stage tomorrow. We are leaving from Kilkenny and we're going to end up in Gorey. As I mentioned, you can get all of the details of the stage. You can get the stage route, the starting time and estimated time of getting into Gorey. We'd love to see you at the start and the finish and all along the road. The support means so much to the riders. It gives them such a boost as they pass by. So go on to rosnaman.com, or you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. So I can't wait. It's going to be so exciting tomorrow.
It's going to be a good one tomorrow.
Yeah, really looking forward to it.
It's going to be a great race.
Yeah.